She was young, beautiful, driven, but was also on fire. Literally. 65% of her body burned. No escape. And yet, she didn't just survive. She rebuilt and became unstoppable.
It was close to 3 years ago now. I lay in a silent world, in a medically induced coma for around a month. I actually passed away 3 times on the operating table, but yet, here I am, and I'm so grateful to be here today and to share my story with all of you. As you've just heard, in 2011, I was badly burned during the Kimberley Ultramarathon. There was no way that I could have known that that was the day when my life would change forever. My journey back to recovery, it's been incredibly tough. I've had to learn how to walk again, how to talk again, even how to wipe my own behind, which I know sounds like a little thing, but the first time I was able to do it, it felt like I'd won the Olympics. And I've had to overcome so much as well.
In 2011, Turia Pitt entered an ultramarathon in the Australian outback. It was supposed to be a life challenge. Instead, it nearly became her death. A grass fire engulfed the trail. No exits. No rescue team. She was caught in the flames for more than 5 minutes. Her face, her hands, her legs, gone. She was burned over 65% of her body. They said she'd never walk again, never live a full life, never smile without shame.
What I've learned on my journey, though, is that the strength of the human mind, of our minds, it's astonishing. Its ability to overcome adversity and its capacity to fight back it'll amaze you. I actually wore that mask for 2 long years, and, looking back on it, I probably should have robbed a few banks. Well, that might have paid for some operations. Naturally, I hated wearing my mask. I couldn't eat with it on. People couldn't read my facial expressions, and it was so uncomfortable. As the months turned into years, I got used to it. And I came to realise that all of us wear masks. And not only do we all wear masks, but we all wear different masks too. With our work, with our friends, with our families, with our partners. Why are we so afraid of letting people see who we really are? What sort of mask might you be wearing? What would happen if you just took it off?
But the pain wasn't just physical. It was total. Over 200 surgeries. Years of skin grafts. Bandages. Learning how to move again. To talk again. To breathe through the looks again.
I remember this one incident in hospital. I had 2 physios around me trying to help me climb this teeny weeny little stair. And Michael, he was just clapping and cheering and carrying on as if I'd just won a triathlon. And I know this sounds terrible, but I just lost it at him. I said, what are you cheering for? There's nothing to celebrate, man. I'm a bloody cripple. I'm not proud of what I did or how I acted, but it was just how I was feeling at the time. I was frustrated, and I was embarrassed too, because I was supposed to be an elite athlete, and now I couldn't even walk a single step.
She lost friends. Strangers stared. Some people said her fiancé should leave. But he didn't. He stayed. And Turia didn't just recover. She redefined what strength looks like. She didn't stop at walking. She started running. She became a speaker, an author, a mother. She raised millions for burn victims. She trained for Ironmans. She inspired a country. They tried to bury her under pity. She rose through purpose. She was the girl people stared at in fear.
And after the fire, someone asked Michael's mum why Michael was still with me. And, when I found that out, I was so hurt because I felt as if people had only valued me because of my looks, not because I'm smart, gritty, determined. All of us here in this room, we're all so much more than just our bodies. But mind you, as a teenager, it was all about looking good. In fact, my grades were awful, and then one day I decided I wanted to do well in the HSC. And so when I told Mr. Smith my subject choices, he went, "You're not smart enough." I was infuriated, but I used his negativity as motivation. In fact, he was the catalyst for forging me into a new direction. I ended up coming first in all my subjects. I got a mark in the high 90s and I won the math medal, so go suck it, Mr. Smith.
Now, she's the woman they listen to in awe. Scars don't define you. What you do with them does. She was burned alive, but she didn't burn out. She became the fire. You don't have to be perfect to rise. You don't have to be whole to inspire. You just have to keep going. If Turia Pitt could face the fire and rebuild, so can you.
Our mind, it's the most powerful weapon that we will ever have. With our minds, we can delve into the unknown, we can uncover new possibilities, we can take risks. As a kid, I loved to read. I could enter a world constructed purely by my imagination, and I would use that imagination when I would run. So I would imagine that I was a messenger for a queen, and I had to get a message to her, otherwise a war would break out and I'd have the deaths of thousands of people on my hands. I know it's a bit weird, but it kept me going. In fact, while I was in hospital covered head to toe with bandages, I would imagine that I was an SAS soldier who had been blown up whilst on patrol in Afghanistan. By perceiving myself as that bloke who was hard as nails, I immediately started to toughen up. I really reckon that the power of our minds is incredible. My doctors told my family that I would never run again, and I was back running in 2012, not even a year after my accident.